What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Paul. This is the Leeds Therapy. Thank you as ever for stopping by. I really do appreciate it, and I hope you are doing well. Just as I keep mentioning in every single video that we're doing, just down here, that's my niece's QR code to her Race for Life that she is doing for cancer research. She's doing a little jog. I say little jog. It's a little run. If you haven't donated yet, and you can, nobody has to. I'm not putting you under any pressure, but I'm trying to do the best that I can for my niece and hopefully help her to raise as much money as she possibly can do for cancer research. If you can, that would be greatly appreciated. So you can scan the QR code, or I'll put it in the link in the description as well, so you can just follow it that way over and donate that way. If you can do it, fantastic. If not, nobody's under any obligation to do it. So, a couple of things to talk about today. And the first thing that I wanted to talk about was I didn't realise until I saw it this morning when I was getting ready for work how much my soul needed to see Marcelo Bielsa on a bike. Just curiously, with the announcement of the Uruguay squad for the World Cup, why is it that all the other countries have done like really cool World Cup squad announcements and we haven't? I don't know if I find that a little bit disappointing, maybe just a touch. It would have been nice, but the Uruguay one was really funny. I say funny, it was quite cool. He's cycling along on the bike, Bielsa, and he's throwing out papers to people, and it goes into like I can't remember if it's like a bar or a bar, but I think it's like a bar. Somebody opens up the book, opens up the paper, and it's players on there, and go through all the various players, and he's cycling on the bike, and somebody shouts at him right at the very end, and he just turns, and it's the picture that's on the screen. He just turns and looks back at everybody, and it's just like, I just love that guy. I really do love. I love him, and like I said, I didn't realise that my soul needed that this morning, and long may it continue. That my soul needs Bielsa, because he's like everybody's granddad. He is very much like everybody's granddad. And like I said, it was a lovely thing to see, and very, very enjoyable to watch that as well. Like, I just wish we'd do more stuff like that when it comes to the World Cup, and maybe people would get more involved with it rather than feeling like they do about the World Cup. But hey ho. The one thing that I can definitely tell you at this moment in time, though, is that I am absolutely missing football. I'm missing news conferences. I'm missing doing my game reviews. I'm missing doing my game previews. I'm missing, bits and pieces of information talking about the team and stuff. I am genuinely, I've got massive Premier League not being played blues at the moment, and it's very, very tough. I suppose the World Cup will help a little bit, but just it's very, very tough when it's not your own team and it's not them that you are, talking about and thinking. I don't know how everybody else feels, but for me, I know that is something that is very, 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 very upsetting at this moment in time. Now, the next thing that I wanted to discuss was obviously the announcement today of James Milner. He has announced his retirement. I'm just going to put his stats on the screen for you so you can see. Well, in fact, they're already up. He has announced his retirement for football. He has announced that this is now the right time for him to leave. He said in a statement that was released, after 24 seasons in the Premier League, it feels like the right time to bring an end to my playing career. For making my debut at Leeds United, with the first ones mentioned, get in, who I supported growing up at the age of 16 and becoming the Premier League's youngest scorer, I could never have dreamed of the journey I've been on, right through to not being able to lift my foot last year and then coming back to be part of official Brighton qualifying for Europe for their second time in their history at the age of 14. He goes on to talk about representing various other clubs, and Newcastle, Aston Villa, Man City, Liverpool, and just obviously England as well, and talking about it as a whole. And you have to say to him, just congratulations, what a career that man has had. What an absolute career he has had. He's an absolute consummate professional. Never any controversy in the media. I know people took there was that boring James Milner account on X, which was actually really, really funny. Always talking about how he's going to be celebrating with Ribena and stuff. But never courted controversy in any way. Always played to his fullest potential, and played fantastically well. A very, very talented player. You don't do 24 consecutive seasons in the Premier League if you are not good enough. It's just that simple. And he was just a really nice guy. And for us, for Leeds fans, it was always the dream that he'd come back to Leeds, that we would see him play again in a Leeds shirt. That's never going to happen, unfortunately. But, fit, healthy, looks after his body, does all the right things, workouts, all that kind of... I know a lot of people talk about Ronaldo and everything, but just for me, Milner's the original. Burst onto the scene at, 16 years old. He scores that goal against Chelsea in the 2-0 win against Chelsea. A stunning strike, actually, in the game against Chelsea. And he just goes on to just bigger and better things. You remember he had the Nike 90 boots that everybody really, really loved. And he was just what a player and what a career that he's had. So 3 Premier Leagues, 1 Champions League, 2 FA Cups, 2 League Cups, 2 Community Shields, 1 FIFA Club World Cup, 1 UEFA Super Cup, 1 UEFA Intertoto Cup, and 1 MBE at the same time as well. Like I said, it's the Guinness World Record for seasons played in the Premier League. Just unbelievably good. 658 Premier League appearances, of which 184 of those are as a substitute. 56 goals, 90 assists. Just an unbelievably good career. 804 touches in the opposition box, 20 penalties scored, 17 free kicks scored as well, by the way. Did have a very good free kick. 20% percentage on completed crosses, of which there were like 1,700 of those pretty much. In total, the minutes he's played is over 34,000. He's completed 71 dribbles, which is nearly a 50% completion rate. He's won over 2,000 duels, 400 aerial duels won, 923 tackles, 495. You can see it all on the screen. Just everything about him is just a quality player. This is another good thing that I want to point out as well, and you can see it at the bottom. Passes completed. Nearly 20,000 passes completed in 24 seasons. He's got a success rate of 80% passes completed. A success rate of 80% over 24 seasons. So over 24 years of playing in the Premier League consecutively, that pass rate completed for me is absolutely brilliant. And it just speaks to what a good player he was. And like I said, he kept himself in credit. If you ever saw any shots of him with his top off, he's just ripped to beyond belief. You could go into a little three red cards in 658 appearances is nuts overall. Just a quality English player. Just an absolutely fantastic guy. Like I said, doesn't court controversy, not in the media, out at nightclubs, getting pissed all the time, all of that kind of stuff. He got on with the job of playing football. Uber reliable, respectful. When you're looking at players that you want to look up to, technical ability, fantastic. Speed, fantastic. The level of respectfulness that he had. He was such a good example to young kids coming up through the ranks of how to be a footballer and how to play the game, how to look after your body, how to make sure that you can maintain. Because I'm genuinely telling you now, it is so difficult to maintain that, particularly in an attacking role, up to the age of 40 for 24 consecutive seasons. We all talk about how good Rooney was and how amazing Rooney was, and he was. There's no two ways about that. But you look at the difference between the two players. I mean, Rooney came onto the scene at a different time to what Milner did, but Rooney's career was shorter. Milner really looked after himself. He was such a good player, and he was just great to have around. Any team, he would make a difference. He would make an absolute difference. I mean, you look at his, moving from Man City to Liverpool, his resurgence at Liverpool, all of that kind of good stuff. How much high regard managers would talk about him. Just an absolute shining example of what a player should be all day, every day. just fantastic. And just congratulations on an unbelievable career, mate. It just unbelievable. And I know I'm saying mate, I know we're not friends, but he's a Leeds lad and I love him for it. He was born literally down the road from where I live, so stick that in your pipe and smoke it. That's going to do it for this one. I do hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please don't forget to click the like button. If you are new to the channel, please also don't forget to subscribe. Make sure your notifications are turned on. Make sure that you are commenting, liking, hyping. If you're listening to the audio version of this, just make sure that you're liking the audio version for me as well. That would also be greatly appreciated. Take care of each other. Most importantly, take care of yourself. Thank you for your time. I really do appreciate it. We'll see you on the next one. Take it easy. Cheers.